Yay! Test. All right, welcome everybody to tonight's live stream for May Day DTM tonight. Guys decided they want to do DTM instead of LMP, and we're just here trying to run some brushless cars and have a good time. We also got some guys getting ready to run the Friday Night Lights races over on the RC track. Gabriel Kirtley right now there in the pit area running tech for these cars. He's taking these by USRA rules, and he's about through half of them. We've already got the lineup here. It's going to be Landon Adler qualifying, Kara Lambert, Drew Bonesauce Hoagland, Randy Frost King Kirtley, Gabriel Livermore Lightning Kirtley, Brad Biscuit Hudson, Shane Cash and Checks White, and Randy Frost King Kirtley for your full lineup here. And 7 cars racing. We're going to have 3 mandatory setouts for track marshaling purposes. If you want to become a member of Lanes Raceway on our Facebook, definitely click on the link in chat. It's $1 a month, and every month we have giveaways, usually cars. Just making sure everybody's streaming. Looks like we're doing good here. Streaming on Lanes, Facebook, and Twitch. Where's what? Do not know on that. They used to be sitting right here. Just Drew, help Gabriel grab some cars and take them to the start-finish line. All right, guys. All right, they're going to get them lined up there. Guillermo Suarez says, "Hi, Donovan. See you tomorrow. You were making me wake up really early." Yeah, well, I woke up really early this morning, and then Gabe, he's like, "Hey, you don't have to be here that early. I don't think many people's going to show up that early." And then, of course, Shane and them showed up around 1 or 2 o'clock. So I went on back home, then had some issues there with the stomach issues early on this morning. So I kind of went back home, rested a little bit, and come back around 1, and that was when Shane got here, and we ended up painting the last lane there on the Blue King. So that's going to be pretty exciting. I think maybe tonight we might release a photo of that. And then also next week on our RC program, we're going to run a race and give away some free memberships for winners. So that's going to be pretty cool. A lot of things planned here at Lanes Raceway. It's going to be really exciting here in the next few months as a bunch of our guys are going to be heading over to BJ's at Mach 1 and racing the Nationals race. I'll be going there myself Monday through Thursday. Then we're going to deadhead back and get here Friday right at open so that we can open up on Friday. But we'll be closing down Thursday at the first week of June for that. All right, Lando, are you ready? All right. Watch your lights. All right, Lando Adler here is what we call him. Landon Adler is his actual name. He has been a up-and-coming, pretty strong racer here at Lanes Raceway. He predominantly gets NSR racing as his main trigger discipline. Right now running a 5.5339 here in qualifying for tonight. Now, guys, remember, if you're watching on YouTube, you can click up in the upper right-hand portion of your screen and turn it to 4K. You'll have to set it under, I think you have to select, like you would like to, you could do higher quality and it's just going to put you at 1080p. But there's one that you can select in the drop-down menu and select your own resolution. You can do 4K by 60 now here at Lanes Raceway so that you can see stuff a lot clearer. It really helps if you're looking on your phone. All right, a 5.31 for Landon Adler. Next up, Kara Lambert. All right, Kara, you ready? Watch your lights.
3, 2, 1, go.
Turning the volume up a little bit for the racers there so that they can hear the countdowns and everything. Kara also predominantly racing NSR here, but she has dipped her toes into the LMP and the 65K brushless class here. She has some sensitivity issues there with her controller a little bit. Probably got her set up for NSR. Like I said, mostly running NSR here at Lanes Raceway.
3, 1. 6, 5, 0. 6, 5, 4.
There she goes. Turn sensitivity down a little bit on her controller. Now she got pretty good controller into a 622.
Best time, 6, 2, 2, 8, 1. Next driver, Kara Lambert.
All right, that was a 6-2 for Kara Lambert. Jeff McMahon. Hello, Jeff.
Seconds.
Well, this ain't good. So it's added the ghost to our qualifying. I don't know if it's going to work or not. All right, Drew, you're up. It did work. So here's a little tutorial for you if this ever happens and you're putting ghosts in and they end up popping up into your qualifying session. Just delete them out with a little trash can. All right, Drew, you ready?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Drew Bonesaws Hoagland, a strong contender here at Lane.
5, 4, 9.
Hang on a second. Hang on. It pushed it back to Kara for some reason. All right, we're going to have to reset this. All right, Kara, you're going to have to come up and requalify. Sorry, Drew. Sorry, guys. All right, Kara, you ready?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, power. Track call.
You don't want to do that. That's going to break her out and kill the track.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, squeeze them.
All right, what is going on here?
10.82. 6, 2, 6.
There we go.
5, 7, 4. 5, 7, 1. 11.97. Best times 5, 7, 1, 3, 1. Next driver. Drew Hoodlum.
All right, a 5-7-1 for Kara. Ready,
30
Drew?
seconds.
Watch your lights.
3, 2, 1, go.
Right now they are running DTM bodies with 65 kV brushless motors. Drew's car
Check
just
call.
popping a wheelie there.
3, 2, 1, power. 6, 1, 5.
Braids are probably too high on the car there, causing his car to lift.
8, 1, 7. 8, 2, 7. 5,
5-1 is a
5.
respectful time.
7, 2, 5.
All right, a 5.15 for Drew Bonesauce Hoagland.
5, 1, 5, 7, 1. Next driver. Randy Hurdley.
Next up, Frost King. Ready?
30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. 5, 4, 4. 4, 9, 7, 4, 9, 0.
And a pretty big wreck there right next to Jason Howard.
10.31.
Randy Kirtley's car whining
5,
very loudly
0,
on the straight
0.
stretches. It's just getting all of the RPMs he possibly can out of the
5,
car.
1, 4. 5, 0, 0. 7, 6, 9. 4, 9, 7.
490 for Randy Frost King Kirtley. 490 for Randy Frost King Kirtley.
1, 0.
Gary and Lisa Kessinger. Hello, Lanes Raceway. Awesome track. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Lisa. Next up, Brad Biscuit Hudson. Ready, Brad?
3, 2, 1, go. 7, 5, 2. 5, 5, 8. 5, 2, 8. 5, 1, 7. 5, 1, 8. 5, 1, 9. 5, 0, 6.
5.06.
7, 3, 1. 5, 2, 3. 5, 1, 4.
5.06, Brad Biscuit Hudson.
5, 0, 6, 7, 6. Next driver, Shane White.
Next up, Shane Cashin Checks White. Followed by Gabriel Livermore Lightning Kirtley. Shane, you ready?
Yes, sir. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, power.
Shane White from Cleveland, Tennessee, coming down here with his family, Shayna.
5,
And
4,
Shayna not racing in this one, but she usually races too. But Shane White, definitely a top contender when it comes to the Flexi Challenge series here. And we appreciate him coming down and visiting us.
5, 1, 2.
We'll have some more racing come
4,
tomorrow.
9, 5.
Some of the LMP GTP action.
4, 9, 9.
It's our main day pretty much for the May Day event.
0, 1.
Shane White right now with a 4.95.
4, 9, 4.
He's right there on Randy Frost King's toes there.
4, 9, 1.
Ready to cash some checks, as they say. 4.911.
9, 1.
Shane cashing checks White.
Next driver, Gabriel Kirtley.
Last qualifier for this DTM action race, Gabriel Livermore Lightning Kirtley. All right, Gabriel, you ready? Here we go.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. 5, 5, 1. 5, 0, 4.
So guys, intermediately in between this race, they have their own track marshals and stuff. I may leave the stream for a little bit as I'm going to run some RC races for the guys too.
4, 8. 9.
But I know Gabriel Kirtley is wanting to get in some of the RC racing, and so is Brad Hudson. So they'll probably get into our Friday night
8,
light race
2,
after this
3,
race, as they are committed to 8 heats of this.
4, 9, 4,
But I want to run as many races as we can simultaneously if
4,
possible,
8, 5.
especially since these tracks are catty cornered from one another and they won't get in each other's way. 4.853 pole for Gabriel Livermore Lightning Kirtley.
Best time 4, 8, 5, 3, 4.
All right, Gabriel Livermore Lightning, where do you want to go? Blue. All right, Randy Frost King, where do you want to go? All right, Shane White, where do you want to go? All right, Brad Hudson, where do you want to go? White. Drew Hoagland, where do you want to go? Yellow, purple, black, or red? Purple. Landon Adler, where would you like to go? Yellow. Kara Lambert, where would you like to go? Red. Yeah, it's not going to let you pick your lanes with Ghost. So we're going to have to do an A main and a B main then. Okay. This is the lineup right here, correct? Okay. Give me 1 second. Yeah. You'll help turn marshal? I was going to try to get y'all in some RC racing too. Okay. That's fine though. Okay. All right. Give me 1 sec. Oh, sweet mercy. One. Enter. There we go. One. Enter. One. Enter. With honors. It's funny. All right, Gabriel, where do you want to go? All right. Frost King, where do you want to go? Orange. Shane? Why is green taken? There we go. Green. All right, Brad Hudson. White. All right. Drew Hoagland. Yellow, purple, black, red. Purple. Landon. Yellow. Kara. Red. Okay. All right. Kara Lambert, red. Brad Hudson, white. Shane White, green. Randy Kirtley, orange. Gabriel Kirtley, blue. Landon Adler, yellow. And Drew Hoagland, purple. War Slot Car Raceway, awesome 8-lane track. Thank you there, War Slot. I think you guys got an excellent facility there. If I'm not mistaken, you guys are in Australia, right? Y'all got one of the biggest tracks in Australia. I think actually the biggest, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong. But I look at a lot of slot car stuff all the time.
Heavy plywood, not nothing light.
At least, what size are your 12?
Okay. All right, if we could get 3 track marshals, that would be great. All right, I got to get my little track kill button. It's tucked around here. All right, get it around my head. This is hot wired into the track. I'll just leave it right here on my lap. Click it when they need me to. All right, do we need to turn the track buttons off, or do you guys know the rules? Okay. Drew, can you slip under there and turn that switch off underneath the track?
No, now you tell me that.
Tricked you. What time are you open in the morning? 8 o'clock in the morning, Richard. All right, guys, if you get a rider, just yell rider and I'll kill the track. Other than that, it's going to be a live track, guys. If you are a track marshal, it is not your job to fix bodies or nothing. Just stick them on the track. If the racer wants the body fixed, they'll tell you, hey, I want my body fixed, okay? That's your responsibility, drivers. All right, other than that, guys, it's going to be green racing for 8 lanes. Should go pretty quick. Here we go. Watch your lights. That gun, what happened to your eye, dude?
I don't know. I think I got hay in it, but I looked in the bathroom. I didn't see nothing in it.
That gun, dude. Pretty red.
Maybe it was dust.
Might be. Good.
3, 2, 1.
So we had a tow body there on the front stretch there for Randy Frost King Kirtley's car. Allowed them to roll it back so it wouldn't tear a car up. Right now in the lead, we see Gabriel Livermore Lightning Kirtley. There's a wreck there in the middle of the camel hump also. He's turning a time of 4.95. He is a couple tenths out in front of Randy and Shane.
Track call.
All right, we got one off in the netting.
Body is flattened out on it. We fix it. Who's on red?
They're trying to grab that car there. Remember, guys, if you are on YouTube, probably the best quality that you can get is 4K on YouTube. Facebook's going to be probably limited to 1080p, but if you want a little bit higher definition, you also can go to YouTube and select that.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Track call. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wreck there for Kara's car there on the front stretch on the red lane. Anywhere in these red zones, if you look on the front stretch there, you'll see some red slash marks just out in front of the car by black lane and red lane, and then also under the bridge and over the bridge.
Track call.
We had a track call there, but it looks like one car got hit. It'll kill the track if it's already got the lap, but we'll just start it after that. Shedding. It's all right, Brad. You're getting lighter. Here we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so they didn't get that lap, or it would have killed the track in a breakout.
Track call. 3, 2, 1, go. End of stint. Please change lanes.
Once the track gets to about 3 seconds, you can't hit the button. That's why that car there in the second corner, I wasn't able to hit the track for them. But nonetheless, that was a rider. It would have been a track call. So right now they are in rotation. You're going to see Brad Hudson rotate to red lane, Randy Kirtley rotate to white, Kara Lambert rotate to green, Landon Adler to orange, Shane White to blue, Gabriel Kirtley to purple, and Drew Hoagland to black. Right now, currently in the lead is Gabriel Livermore Lightning Kirtley with 22.29 laps, but right behind him is Randy Kirtley with 21.85. Best lap time we can see here right now is a very close battle between Randy and Gabriel Kirtley at 4.8959 for Gabriel and a 4.9856 for Randy. Next closest to them is in the fives, and that will be Shane White, currently in 5th position there with 16.55. Drew Hoagland there turning 19.55 laps in 3rd place, hanging on to it by a hair to Brad Hudson with 17.58. See Drew Hoagland right there in front of your screen there with the black ball cap, working on his car. See, he puts a little glue. We don't have any rules per se for putting glue or any kind of fluids in your tire as long as it doesn't hurt the track, and you cannot lay a big old slime ball down on the track either and roll it in on the track. So you gotta rub it in with your hands. Sometimes if it's too thick, you gotta dab it on your pants, but no leaving slime balls. Now it's a freshly cleaned track, so there's not too many issues there. 20 seconds remaining before we go into our next heat. Like I said, a little bit later on, we're going to be doing some black light racing, and this will be our first black light 1RC race. Okay.
Mike, you need some eye drops? Oh, okay.
Right now we're waiting on one track marshal T. She had to get a Coke or something for somebody, so we're good now. She's heading there to the middle of the track. And we're back racing. We got a rider here somewhere. Good?
3, 2, 1, go.
Brad Hudson calling riders, so we're good to go now. We don't want to destroy cars here at Lanes Raceway. We'll do the best that we can. One off the track there, going to be a little bit tough to get. Looks like he's able to get it though.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Special thanks to Jason Howard for helping.
Track ball.
All right, and another rider. Riders galore. So Brad may experience a breakout here.
3, 2, 1, go. Track ball. Invalid time detected.
It's on Brad. It's good.
3, 2, 1, power.
So Randy Kirtley gave Brad a lap there, and it broke him out as soon as he crossed the line right after. So he just got a little earlier of a lap time there. So nothing to have to be fixed.
Track ball.
Clear?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, power.
So the bodies on these DTMs, not as much downforce as with LMPs and GTPs.
Track ball. 3, 2, 1, power.
So usually with less downforce on the side of the cars, we have to brake a little bit more. It just seems a lot of in the red zones, lots of riders this one. We don't usually have this many track calls. But a lot of them are under the bridge, over the bridge, on the front stretch, riding. So we're having quite a few here. Middle! Middle!
Track ball.
Now we got one under the bridge. Sorry if I just yelled in you guys' ears. I just didn't want that car getting destroyed. Did you get it?
3, 2, 1, go.
Crash in the middle.
Track ball. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Track ball.
Car off on the front stretch. A lot of wrecks here.
3, 2, 1, go. 10 seconds. Invalid time detected. End of stint. Please change lanes.
Drew, you'll need to put that car behind the line.
Turn the air back on. Now I'm gonna go put my pants on.
All right, another 2-minute rotation here as we'll be entering into round robin 3 of 8. Several of the racers rolling around there to get their cars. That was a pretty brutal little heat there. Guys have very limited experience running the DTM bodies with the 65Ks. Here recently we've been running GTP and LMP bodies on them. So that could make up for some of it. Plus a freshly new glued track here with no rubber. A lot of the guys have gotten their focus with a lot of rubber on the track. This helps keep the cars on, not necessarily as quick. So their brake points and stuff are all changing, and not had a whole lot of practice on the track. But it sprayed good. It cleaned up really nice. We use the, I call it the Subway purple sauce, but you know, we use a non-stinky, or I guess you would say like, I don't know what the proper word is, but solvent. We don't use a solvent here. We use a water-based degreaser, and it works really good. It just sprayed on. Give it about 5 seconds, wipe it off, and then their place don't stink. Works pretty good. I like it anyway.
Richie was sent to destroy you tonight. Not that I know
All
of.
right, 17 seconds. We'll be back green racing as they all roll around here. Looks like Drew Bonesauce Hoagland, one of the last to make it there with his Punisher shirt on. Speaking of Punisher, very punishing few heats here. Couple pup dogs in the pits.
2, 1, go.
Cross King Kirtley's car to the outside as we get 2 in the tucked body.
3, 2, 1, power. Track ball. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Drew Bonesauce Hoagland's car taking the brunt of that destruction there on yellow lane. Drew Hoagland currently in 3rd position. Randy Kirtley now moving into 1st position.
Track ball. Three, two, one, go.
T with a couple quick putbacks there. Gabriel Livermore Lightning Kirtley falling to 2nd position, 1 lap down from Randy Cross King Kirtley.
1 minute.
2 hard hits there, Jason Howard.
Track ball.
Christy having a little trouble there. She's not used to track marshalling, so give her a break, guys. She's helping us out here. That's my sister-in-law, by the way. If you guys are looking for somebody that really knows art and really knows interior design, she has the skills to pay the bills, folks. She actually helped design the color scheme of the Lanes Raceway at both places. And
10 seconds.
she knows the way the eye works and the way patterns are and everything. And she's now told me earlier that she was redoing her house and painting it, and some of the color schemes that she's coming up with in her house, I'm excited to see. But I'm a big nut when it comes to art and stuff like that. We had up at Old Lanes when we were going to do the bathroom, we were going to do this banana wallpaper. Then we looked up how much it costed, and yeah, we couldn't do it. But it was extremely cool. It was like, I guess you would say, some kind of like translucent metallic green and blue mixture, almost like a chrome illusion look with yellow, big bright yellow bananas with big bright green leaves on it. It looked extremely cool. I thought it would be awesome for the bathroom. Too, what kind of vibes it gave me, like some John Wick, like when he's in that club and it's all purple and stuff. You know what I'm talking about, like purple and green and stuff. It's very cool like that. So I was like, man, that would look really cool. But we didn't end up getting it because it was like $4,000 for like a 10-foot roll of it. It's extremely expensive. But Stu, let's go Frost King. Rooting for the Frost King. Frost King now back into 2nd position after Gabriel Livermore Lightning ended up coming up there and just inching him out there towards the end of the last heat. What little letters? Oh yeah, that's part of Restream.io there, T. All I did was got in it where the embed was and sized it up, made it a little bit bigger.
Bud, tell Megan I said hi.
Bud, T says tell Megan that T said hi. Oh, you can go ahead and take it. It's giving me indigestion. Mountain Dew, dirty Mountain Dew. Those are pretty good though, I will say. I just can't really have too much of those to drink. Now we are entering into the halfway point here in this DTM 6500 KV brushless class. Like I said, coming up, we're going to be doing our black light races. I got to try to figure out how to make these cameras not go gray in the black light races. Middle, middle. When I say middle, that's the camel hump there. She didn't see it. Jason Howard with a quick putback.
Track ball. 3, 2, 1, go.
See Apparel replying to Lanes Raceway, let them rip. We are letting them rip. First couple heats, man, rough, Steven. But seems like they're starting to get a little bit of rhythm, but a lot of track calls here.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
These guys, like I said, these guys have been used to running these 65K brushless cars here at Lanes Raceway with LMP and GTP bodies, a little more downforce. Not to mention a whole lot more rubber laid on the track as we went 2.5, almost 3 months without cleaning it. So there was a lot of rubber laid, and that helps you handling. It helps a lot of things.
1 minute.
Middle. We are putting Jason Howard to work.
Track ball.
Did you get the lap?
Yes.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
So Shane riding on blue there. Make sure you got the lap.
Track ball.
Jason didn't know which way to go. Had to help him out there.
3, 2, 1, squeeze them.
Squeeze them. I love that part of this software. I can't remember. I think they said maybe Swiss was the guy that is voicing this software. Can't remember exactly who said that he was one. I may be wrong on that.
Track ball.
You got them all down here. You need more of them down here for me?
3, 2, 1, go. 10 seconds. Track ball.
No, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
No, take mine off. I'm done. I'm done.
3, 2, 1, power. End of stint. Please change.
And that is the end of the stint. Looks like Drew Hoagland has retired his car. I don't know if he's going to try to get it back in or not. Well, he was currently 5th position. First position, Gabriel Kirtley now back up in to the front with 84 total laps. In second position, Randy Froskin Kirtley with 83.88. And in third position now, Shane Cashin Checks White with 75. Fastest lap turn in that previous heat was a very, very close 4.9982 of Randy Froskin Kirtley. Just beat out by, looks like, 4/10,000ths of a second by Randy Kirtley to Gabriel Kirtley. John says, it's great to see everyone. Good luck, racers. Thank you, John. Like seeing you a little bit last night. Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying the 4K there on YouTube.
1 minute.
I will say this. I fired it up on my phone the other day to see what 4K looked like on my phone, and it's crazy that you can see all the little letters and everything when you put it on 4K on your phone. We're used to, you know, it would only do 720p, but we ended up finding a way to up our internet here. So our internet's a whole lot faster now. Our upload is almost tripled what it was before. We could actually run like multiple of these streams, believe it or not. with what we did. And I'll tell you what, man, 4K is crazy, especially on the projector when we put it on the projector here at Lanes Raceway. Speaking of that, we was watching a little bit of Amsco's race that they got going on there. Uh, and if y'all haven't checked that out, Professor Motor, I think, is one of the sponsors for that race. They're running Scale Auto cars, and they'll be doing that tomorrow too. So guys, definitely check that out. We watched a little bit of that action earlier today. It was pretty cool.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
They got two tracks back to back, same layout, but they're in reverse of each other, and it's really cool. A couple pup dogs over there in the pits right now, having a good old time. John says, looks great on my tablet. I'll tell you what, man, my brother, he put these cameras in, and he says, these are the type we need. You can see kind of a little wave that kind of goes over the track. Now, that's AI. We're working right now on embedding AI and stuff into this to where that we can actually lay certain things on the track and you know, maybe see track times and things like that, like you see in your football programming and things. And then not to mention, it also can recognize faces, it can recognize cars, license plates. These cameras are really, really pretty high tech. I've been working on trying to get them to follow slot cars. Now, it's a little bit tougher at 60 frames a second. So I would say we'd probably have to get something that could do a little bit more frames per second before it could actually follow some of these faster cars. Now, some of the slower cars, it can follow them, and it zooms in on them and stuff, but it's just not where it needs to be. Left, left. Jason, you're doing great.
3, 2, 1, go.
Jason's trying to tell him to wreck on the other end. Like I said, these DTMs are pretty hard. Now, this is a brushless DTM, so they're a little bit more aggressive than the standard DTM that we usually run with the Flexi Challenge Series. Flexi Challenge Series, these guys are running Hawk 9 ball bearings in their cars, a little bit slower than the Raptor Pros. Jason heard that car in his peripheral hearing. Got to slap it on real quick. Drew Hoagland looks like he's back to unplug his car again. Might be bent. Don't know, but he's having some issues there with his DPM.
10 seconds.
So we get a track call and a car off on the front stretch.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. End of stint. Please change
And that is the end of the stint. They're going to be rotating into the sixth heat this time. Drew Hoagland, I think he might be setting for good this time as he rolls around there. Andrew says, can't scroll back. I don't quite follow what you mean by can't scroll back.
You getting cold? I'll switch you spots.
If you're trying to go back in time on the live stream, you could probably just double tap the left portion of the screen and it'll probably take you back a little bit. I don't know exactly how it is all set up on YouTube and Facebook. Then again, Facebook might have dropped out. Let me check real quick to make sure that everything's still running. So we are streaming on Facebook right now. Looks like 7 people watching it. Now, on Facebook, I'm not quite for sure if you can scroll back on Facebook, but I know you can on YouTube. So if you fire up YouTube, and you can also check it at 4Ks, like I was telling John a little bit earlier, 4K is 60 frames a second, and these cars are very, very good on it. And while you're actually watching the screen, you can actually zoom in on these cars and see them a little bit more clearly too, while they're working on rotating the cars for the next heat. Coming up here next, though, after this race, we are going to be running a black light race on the WK1RC bowl track that we got here at Lanes Raceway. It's going to be pretty cool. It's probably going to come in gray, just letting you know. These cameras do have like a night vision to them, so it's probably going to come in gray.
Listen when I say that. That should have been her name. Ronnie Ray. I'm gonna change her name.
Most Tip, Top Cat, says, wish there was something like this in Cincinnati. I know there's been several tracks in Cincinnati before, and there are some tracks close by. I do know. If you're looking for tracks to run slot car 124 scale racing on a commercial track, check out slotblog.net. That's your best option.
Track call.
Best option to check.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Roman says looks great.
Track call.
So Drew stuck one on the wrong lane there. So all right, a little body tuck there. Drew's going to roll it backwards and get her going. And put that car back on blue lane.
Power.
That's Landon Adler. He's borrowing a car from Shane Cashincheck's White.
Track call.
We got a track call here from one of the track marshals.
3, 2, 1, go.
And several track marshals now. Like I said, these guys start coming to their own. So we see a car up on its lid sliding across the start-finish line there. Gabriel Livermore, Lightning Kirtley's trying to see what's up with that car while it keeps coming out. We're going to go ahead and let him take a quick gander at it. Our guys will be traveling in June to Mach 1 Speedway for the Nationals, USRA Nationals in Appomattox, Virginia at Mach 1. Up there with BJ. I seen some of his trophies the other night on the internet, and I'm going to tell you guys, they're made of slate. They're beautiful. I don't know where he got those things made, but man, they are really, really cool. We're going to go up there for a few days and hang out with those guys and try our best at the production class, I believe is what we're going to try to get in and see what they're up to and support the USRA and try to get slot car back the way it used to be when we were kids, you know. When I was a kid, they did the tri-state. My dad, Greg McClintock, and a few other people was always going around doing that, and that was pretty cool.
Track call. Here we go. 3, 2.
But it seems like the USRA now is getting a lot more attention, and you know, they're having votes and bids and things like that, and a lot more communication being happening here as of late. So that's pretty good.
Track call.
As we get a rider here.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
And then I believe after that we're heading to Sidell,
Track call.
Louisiana,
3, 2, 1.
and we're going to race for a big silver cup. Hopefully we can bring that home. That would be pretty nice. I think Shane White's actually going to go down there and do that too.
End of stint.
That's the end of round robin 6 of 8. Another one of those heats that were pretty tough. Richard Sadler says, do you know the schedule for tomorrow yet? Yeah, I can check it out real quick. Give me 1 second. So I know we're opening up at 8 a.m. And I'm just going to go to our Facebook page here. It'd be the easiest. Oops. There we go.
1 minute, 30 seconds.
Just scrolling here real quick, folks. Hey, T, come here real quick. Hey, T, come here real quick to the booth. Guy on here wants to know what the schedule is tomorrow. No, 8 a.m. is when we're starting. A guy on this wants to know what the schedule is tomorrow.
Yours open up at 8.
Yeah, what
Tech is at 10.
tech is at 10:30?
Yeah, and then GTP,
GTP.
I don't know if it's in that order.
Okay. Where's the post at on Facebook? Why is it?
It's coming posted.
30
It's posted
seconds.
tomorrow.
All right. So, Richard, it's going to be posted tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning. Uh, but it's going to be DTM, GTP, LMP, uh, uh, brushless. Brushless going to be USRA rules. DTM, GTP, LMP, if I'm not mistaken, are all Flexi Challenge rules. So the difference in it is on flat track you guys can have 032 ground clearance instead of 47 like regular Flexi. So you can get her down there a little bit lower, run a little bit smaller tire, and things like that. DTM I know is limited to 11 tooth pinion. Uh, but LMP is limited to 11 tooth, but you can use a different motor. DTM is Hawk 9 ball bearing. LMP is Raptor Pro, Enforcer, some of the faster motors and stuff like that, a little bit better than Hawk 9 ball bearing in my opinion. You can run those, but you're still limited to 11 tooth in LMP. GTP, you're not limited by pinion size. And most of the guys run Alioses on the flat track, and it seems that they do perform the best. We do have a few guys running Gemini with lightweight pans. They do pretty good too. I find that the Gemini lightweight pans, in my opinion, do extremely well with a hardened center section from Mid America. That's also a Gemini, and they perform really extremely good with brushless cars. Probably some of the faster cars. And we are running 9,000 kV for ISRA with the Lafayette boards. Now, we're not going to be racing those tomorrow, I don't believe. We had it scheduled to, but nobody really has them other than our guys. And, we just want to be able to race with everybody that comes. And pretty much everybody has Flexi Challenge Series cars. Alan Ingram, of course, puts that on at The Raceway in Cleveland. You can check him out there, or you can go to Facebook, The Flexi Challenge Series. You have to do it just like that, and you can check out their dates. I believe Alan Ingram's going to be moving into his new facility in July. I've been talking to Shane White about it, and they have gotten a bigger facility and a couple other cars, which are going to be pretty cool.
Track call.
So, got a track marshal telling me to hold up, so we're going to hold up. Another tuck body there. We can see Drew Bonesauce Hoagland helping out Shane White's car.
Go.
Right now in the lead is Randy Frost King Kirtley.
End of stint. Please change lanes.
Wobbly. It's like bouncing like side to side.
All right, looks like my headset died there, Richard. Tomorrow we're going to be open at 8. I don't know how long ago it died. So at 8 o'clock we'll be opened up in the morning. We're going to be racing DTM, LMP, GTP. Tech starts, I believe they said at 10:30, but it will be posted on our Facebook, Richard, at 6 o'clock in the morning. And we're pretty much just open to running anything that's Flexi Challenge related. It seems like, it's a quick put together kind of race with this in the past couple of weeks. There was a little bit of downtime from the Cleveland at the Raceway as they're transferring over to a new facility. So there was a little bit of room there where guys could come and do a little bit of racing while they're at some downtime there. So a shout out to Alan Ingram and the Flexi Challenge Series in Cleveland, Tennessee. They're moving into their new facility, and I was just told by Shane today that it's about not even a minute away as the crow flies, maybe 5 minutes on the road. So it's still pretty much in Cleveland, Tennessee, where they're moving to, and their facilities, triple the size. And they're going to have other tracks and stuff. Their facility is going to be very, very close to the same size as Lane's Raceway. So keep an eye out on those guys. I believe it'll be July whenever they're open. So we're excited for those guys too. And I know they got a black Regal that they just got. So they're going to be working on that, getting that done. That's going to be an exciting track to run some NSR. We have actually been thinking about doing one ourselves like that, but we just didn't have the room when one came available. So nonetheless, Alan England and the guys are going to have one. So maybe we'll get us a different type of track and keep the variety alive between our two tracks, as both of our tracks get along very well. We run several races together throughout the year. And don't forget, guys, in Appomattox there, BJ's Mach 1, early June, 1st through 7th, is the USRA Nationals for the Scale Flat Track. So definitely check that out and come and join us. We're going to be going. We'll be shutting down that week, the first week of July, on Thursday, but we'll be back Friday. We're going to deadhead home and get there to open up by Friday at 5 o'clock. So I hope to see you guys there. And a little bit later on in that month, we'll be heading to Sidell, Louisiana, right there by Potoma, I think it's Lake or something, Patoka Lake or something. But we'll be heading right there, pretty close to there, racing for a big silver cup. Hopefully we can bring that home. Tucked body right there, Drew. Tucked body.
Drew, over here on red. Oh yeah, there's two of them had to go there.
All right, good to go. Drew Hogan getting that body untucked there. But yeah, we got several races coming up. Then also in August, they have the Fiesta Flexi that's going to be in Chicago at Roger Smith's place, Mid America Products. So definitely hit that up. They had a very good race last year, and it looks like they're going to have another good race this year. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they said September they're going to come up here and race the Fiesta Flexi with us in September. So that'll be pretty cool too. And then I believe the big race after all of that is going to be the Worlds. So unless I'm just missing one, car going off of the track there over by Landon. 35 seconds remaining in this race. What a race it has been. A very destructive race, but I don't think too bad, as most people still have their bodies on their car. Could have been a lot worse, let's just put it that way. First place right now, Randy Froskin Kirtley, 169. Second place, Gabriel Kirtley, 166. And third position, Brad Hudson moving up into third, taking over Shane White there with 146, 1 lap difference between the two.
3, 2, 1, go. 10 seconds.
But either way you look at it, too many track calls here for this race. A lot of riders and a lot of red zone cars wrecking. A lot of just too much throttle. So there we have it, folks. Your winner is going to be Randy Kirtley. Second place is going to be Gabriel Livermore Lightning Kirtley. Third place is going to be Brad Biscuit Hudson. All right, Randy Frost King Kirtley, Gabriel Livermore Lightning Kirtley, and Brad Biscuit Hudson. Please go get your pictures in the podium. Guys, coming up next, we're going to do a black light race on the WK1RC track. We'll be turning on the flat track if you guys want to continue to practice, but we'll be under black light for the next race. All right, folks. So going to be right back with you here shortly. Like I said, a lot of wrecks there in the DTM, but congratulations to Randy Frost King Kirtley and Gabriel Kirtley, there, top two. And Brad Biscuit Hudson representing their DTM. Now we're going to have some more of this high-speed action racing come tomorrow for these guys. So I hope you guys will stay tuned for that. We'll be open up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I think more people are supposed to be showing up then. So that's going to be pretty cool. And let me go to race set up here and get it back on practice for everybody so that they can practice whatever they want to practice. And we may do another race on the track after this, but we'll have to wait and see when they get done. So right now we are going to go ahead and fire up our RC track here for everybody. I can't hear you. You're going to have to come over here and talk. There's a lot of people talking. Yeah, we're fixing to race a black light race. We're going to race it on the RC track, though. All right. Folks, give me one moment. Let me talk to a few people. We'll see if this live stream can even do a black light race. So give me 1 second.
I mean, everything's gonna be in Owensboro, 'cause we're staying in Owensboro, so it'll be right there on the main strip. Really depends on what y'all want. Mr. B's right on 54, they'll probably still be open late.
Let's turn the lights off.
Probably be open late.
These are cute.
That's what the news will say too, like the storm. That's what they'll say.
So no, it's doing that portrait. It's like Carlos Tanks in there. All that crap. Was that 65? I'm gonna go next Thursday.
You want wings or something, beat up better. They want our new ownership, I guess, or some management in Jersey. They don't tell you stuff like I got. Oilsboro, awful.
Y'all behave.
The wings were
Stay
cold,
away.
overcooked,
I love you.
cold.
Happy love that girl. Okay.
Real pretty.
Yeah. What type of extra does that car have? I don't know, but we think our own
Here. That's so cool.
What's it? Are you painting that with fluorescent paint? Like,
The car and all.
All right, so I know Tim and Jason are racing. Everybody else that's going to be racing in the 1RC race, please come over to the booth so I know who's racing and who isn't. When we race, guys, we're going to want the pit lights off so we can start slow.
You're in, Brad? Okay. All right, guys, I'm back. And you can see one of the cars there going around. Tim Hall's car, really bright, running a little stuff. Let's see here. It says, Cody Bickle, the man, the myth, the legend, Tim Hall, dusted his stuff. Back off. Yes, he has, Cody. All right. Let's see here. Going to go ahead and get a schedule going. All right. Speaking of Cody, there he is, right up here at the very top. Cody Bickle. Guys, if you don't know who Cody Bickle is, he runs a RC shop up in Rio, just north of the bridge of Owensboro. And he runs one RC action up there, flat track action. Definitely stop in and support Cody Bickle. He supports us here at Lanes Raceway, and he's actually come and won a big check here at Lanes Raceway. So definitely go up there and check him out. And I'll tell you what, Cody really knows how to work on these cars too. So he can steer you in the right direction, as they say. All right, so Gabriel Kirtley there. We're going to see who else. Tim Hall, got him. You racing Gabriel's car? Okay, I got you already. Let's see here. Jason Howard. I need to find him. Jason Howard. Brad Hudson. Let's see, Brad Hudson. Nope, not Chris Henderson. Brad Hudson. There we go. Make sure I got everybody. So, Jason, is it you, Tim, Drew, Brad Hudson, and Tim, right? Yeah. Gabriel or Drew. Well, I think it's Drew, though, if I'm not mistaken, is racing his car. So, Gabriel's going to be, or Drew's going to be racing Gabriel's. Brad, Jason, Tim, and who else? Just 4? He ain't going to race you, huh? He's got a car. He could race you. All right. Well, that'll work. Let me go over here and turn practice off. And we'll head to the schedule. All right, guys, if you would step over to the RC track. If you don't see your name on the racing thing, you need to come talk to me. But right now we got Jason Howard, Brad Hudson, Gabriel Kirtley, a.k.a. Drew Bonesauce Hoagland for the night, and Tim Hall. If that's everybody, give me an oogla oogla ooh. All right. 10-minute link to qualify, guys. And Brad, if you don't mind, kill the light there in your pit area. We're going to start the qualifying. Whenever anybody's ready, you guys can go up there and qualify. Cody says, yeah, I need to make it back. Yeah, Cody, we'd love to have you back up here, man. Teach some of our new guys coming in how to charge those batteries, because you are a master at that. I need to write all that down, actually, and remember how you said that you did it to get those batteries to perform the best that they could. All right, Tim Hall with the 2.960. What does that say? Carabitanino? I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. It says, Carabitanino says, yeah, by me too. I guess I will have to build it. Sounds great. All right, Jason with the 2.940. Now, guys, the reason you're seeing these times a little bit quicker than you're used to seeing is an 8-foot section's been taken out of this track. That's why we're calling it the Battle at the Bow here at Lanes Raceway, because it's now more of a bow-sized track. I think it's 28 foot long now, so where before it was 36. But it does make for some more interesting racing. I find that it makes the cars a little bit closer together racing-wise. We see Brad Biscuit Hudson here with his brand new car he just got today. And I don't know where he's standing, but it looks like he's fixing to get ready to qualify here. And here comes Brad in his neon orange car here. We're also going to be having some enduro races actually when we get our Blue King done, and it's looking pretty spectacular right now. When that actually gets done, we'll be pushing forward with it and running some 2.4 hour enduros, maybe, 1.2 hours. All right, Brad Hudson with a 3.370. Next up, Drew Bonesauce Hoagland driving Gabriel Kirtley house car here with a little bit of orange stripes on his livery, so he can see it in the black light here. It's a lot more brighter on screen than it is in the shop. It is, if you see these cars, they look like big old glowing balls of fire going around there in the shop, but on the camera it looks like it kind of dulls it down a little bit, which is probably a little bit better for viewing experiences. All right, Drew Bonesauce Hoagland with Gabriel Kirtley house car 3.380. Jason Howard's going to have the fastest time, followed by Tim Hall, Brad Hudson, and Drew Bonesauce Hoagland. What is the car scale size? It is 1/18 1RC is what these guys are running.
So we're going down to 3 cars?
See ya.
We went down to,
Thank y'all.
Oh, Gabe's, okay.
Jason says he helps Gabriel stumps his toe.
Are we running heat races or just a feature?
Yeah, we're going to run a heat and then a main feature because we only got 4 people. All right, guys. Whoever wins this heat is going to start in first position. We're not going to invert it. 60-lap heat race. Tim Hall lining up first. Jason second. Bonesauce Hoagland, Gabriel Kirtley third. Brad Hudson fourth. And we'll be back here tomorrow bright and early at 8 in the morning to get ready to run our Flexi classes. I'm going to go ahead and kill this pit light over here. What's wrong with it? It does, yeah. So the way that you finish here is where you're going to start in the A main. So if you finish first out of this, you'll start in the A main in first. Okay. All right, Randy Kirtley going to help turn marshal, and it looks like T is on the other. All right, racers, are we lined up ready to go? Yay. All right, guys, listen for the tone. And here we go for 60 laps here in the heat race. Now, guys, we race free races for our RC cars. We'll run races any day, but we schedule races Thursday, Friday, and Saturday here at Lanes Raceway, and those are our scheduled free races. So these guys are actually racing for free tonight. And you really almost have to, really. I mean, they're racing black light cars. I mean, it's a pure carnage festival here. Watching these neon cars go around, but it's exciting, and it does attract a lot of kids to come race, and we enjoy having the kiddos here. I believe after this we're going to run a NSR blacklight race on the flat track. Now, we will not, several cars involved in the incident there. Track marshal, help the cars, please. If you see a car struggling, get it turned around. About 30 laps, about halfway through right now. Jason Howard currently in the lead. Tim Hall on the same lap. Halfway mark, Jason Howard in the lead, followed by Tim Hall on the same lap. Brad Hudson in third and Bone Sauce in fourth. Now Brad Hudson and Drew Bonesauce Hoagland, this is their first race racing here at Lanes Raceway. I think they're doing pretty good for their first time. Brad just got his car here earlier today, and Drew's actually running the house car to see if he wants to get another one. He actually has an open wheel modified, but so far everybody's buying late models again here at Lanes Raceway. It seems like everybody wants to run late models here. We have changed the surface on this track here, and we're using a tire compound actually on these cars, and it makes them really hook up. And we're going to a more hooked up style track this season versus where we used to have it somewhat dynamic. It seems like the cars run a little bit more close together, as you can see those three there side by side. We get a car going backwards here. That's Biscuit Hudson's car going backwards there. He'll get this lap here though. Big old wreck there by Randy Frost King Kirtley as he goes down to grab one. Drew trying to flip his car back over and gets hit. White flag, Jason Howard in the lead by 2 laps. All right, Jason Howard is going to bring home first place, so he'll line up first in the A main feature for the 100-lapper. Second place is going to be Tim Hall with 59, just one behind him. Brad Hudson with 50 there in third position. And in fourth position on the house car, Gabriel Kirtley house car, is going to be Drew Bonesauce Hoagland. So whenever you guys get you a new fresh battery put in there, get your cars lined up, and we'll run this big 100-lapper. So as a intermission here. Righty. And we just blinded Drew there with that light. JTBG, we're going to delete the B main there. And we are off to the races. What tire prep you guys using? Cody, we're using a tire prep that we use actually for slot car racing. It's Coford tire glue, mostly for foam tires, but what we noticed, and we thought we'd give it a shot this time, is that in our NSR cars, it's predominantly the same type of rubber, except they use a lot more thicker version of the rubber that's on the 1RC cars. With the NSR, like you can feel them, they feel the same, but the NSR car is a lot more dense and a lot smaller tire, but we're running it on the flat track and it runs great. So I was like, well, what do you think, Dad, if we sprayed this dude down and see if it works? He says, well, worst case scenario, we wipe it back up. Well, we sprayed it, and I'll tell you, Cody, it's hooked. This thing is locked in. Before, you know, when we used to run it, we'd run it kind of dynamic, try to keep it not so grippy that there was a little bit of a challenge, you know. But what we did notice is that the cars were getting stuck at the bottom of the track and just spinning out. Well, now they just hook and rock and roll. Cody says, sweet, are tires swelling any? You know, I haven't measured any to see if they're swelling, but it's not so tacky that it's gripping the tires and kind of like trying to pull them from the rim or nothing. It's nothing that tacky. It's like glue. If anything, you really can't even notice it on the tires. Jason was making a comment earlier that he says that when he picks it up, you don't even feel glue on the tires. That's how lightly we got it sprayed. We sprayed it like we're spraying for the Flexi Challenge series. Just sprayed the corners and rolled it through. Steven Locker was one of the guys that made mention of it and even gave us the idea. And we gave it a shot, and Steven loved it, and his kids loved it. And he says it's really helping them get around the track better. So that's what we're going to do from now on with the track, and it's really working well. So, and they stayed hooked up, and like I said, very close racing. But one thing Steven did say is he says, you know, you don't really need the soft tires anymore on this track because it grips so good. He's like, you can actually be faster with the harder tires. I says, Well, that's exactly how it is in slot car racing. Like when you got it really, really glued up and stuck, you know, the Wonder Rubber performs a little bit better than the fish rubber. But when you got it lightly glued on a slot car track using foam tires, you know, fish rubber still somewhat tick over that mark. And I believe that we got a good happy medium here on the track,
Number 3, the slot car
and
Clemens.
uh, and the guys are
Turn
loving it.
marshal didn't wreck.
Cody
I
says,
did.
good deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know, but the turn marshals don't supposed to have
yeah.
the car.
I always say if something don't work out, you just got to move and kind of go like what's that
Put it over where I was at. I
karate
wouldn't have to worry
guy?
about setting it down.
I can't think of his name. He Enter the Dragon guy. He always says, you know, like be like water. You know, you just got to flow, find a crack. You know, you got to if something ain't working, you got to make it work. So you just got to keep moving, keep trying, and eventually something will happen. My dad always likes to bring up Abraham Lincoln, how many positions that he didn't get, and it was like 200 and something things that he applied for government and everything else, and you know, eventually he was president of the United States. After all those failures, he just never gave up. So pretty cool to see that a poor man like Abraham Lincoln, starting out in humble beginnings, to become president of the United States. All right, racers, are y'all ready? We need 2 turn marshals at the very minimum.
Come on, ladies.
All right. Looks like we got T there.
Make sure you hold the clear body car as long as you can.
All right. Thank you, Kara. Thank you, T. Thank you, Brooke. All right, guys, listen for the tone. Here we go. 100 laps, no pits. We'll see who prevails here. Hopefully no breaks happen. Got one flipped over here. T's going to go grab it, flip it back over. That's going to be the house car at Drew Bone Sauce Hoagland. And he's going to get taken out by a driver. Sounds like his car might have got switched. Just like slot car racing, though, we're green flagging it. Drew is struggling, but his first time ever being behind an RC car, I think he's doing pretty well. Drew is one of our better slot car racers here, but he's always trying to race something different. We've raced go-karts together, we've raced cars together. Growing up, we've done a lot together, so, you know, it's good for him to get out here and race with these guys, give them another little bit of competition. You see Jason's car flipped over there with Tim Hall's. Both of them bumping. It's like bumper cars at Holiday World on Halloween over here. Somebody made a comment the other night, says, reminds me of bowl night, midnight bowling. And I said, yeah, well, if you win the race, we'll give you $1. So I think we might do that, just make that a thing. If you win the race, I'll give you a crisp dollar bill. I remember whenever we used to go bowling over in Owensboro, they had the glow-in-the-dark pin. And if it was out front and you got a strike, you could go up there and they give you $1 or $2, just depending on which bowling alley you were at. And of course, I've always liked black light racing, LEDs and stuff like that. We had LEDs on our first track up at Old Lanes, and we had everything changing colors and everything else. But we kept busting LEDs, and the lights would actually irritate people whenever they were racing. So I said, you know what, this time let's just do black lights. They're a little bit easier on the eyes. And if you use fluorescent bodies, it helps people be able to see a little bit better. Tim Hall out in the lead by 2 laps. 60 laps remaining. Tim Hall in the lead, followed by Jason Howard, Brad Hudson, and Drew Bone Sauce Hoagland. We're seeing a lot. Ooh, and a dirty little move there by Drew Hoagland against Brad Biscuit Hudson as he takes him on the inside there and turns him at the start-finish line. We got a good little line of cars going here now as they're all kind of falling into position. Drew Hoagland gets taken out by Jason, and Drew busts up laughing as he gets wiped out. It's good to see these guys laughing and having a good time. Tim Hall getting turned there. Now he will end up getting a lap here as he's been stalled out underneath the light there for so long. We did have it set up to use our sector, but we had contacted Lifetime, and they're going to be working on a fix. So they don't actually have a setting to make it mandatory to go through a sector before getting a lap, but they're supposed to be working on that. And that'll keep people from looping that start-finish line like we're seeing Tim Hall there do right there. But in the meantime, we just got it set back at a breakup time lap like we usually do. The way I did kind of work around it the other day is I said it that both the start finish line and the sector were both start lap times, so that it was about 1 second times that if you did loop it, you're really not gaining anything. But the guys just didn't want to do it that way. It kind of confused them. So I said, well, I can take it back and we can just run it the way we used to run it until they get this stuff figured out at Lifetime. Looks like we got a battery busted out, and that's going to be the end of the race for Drew with 25 laps remaining. 25 laps remaining. Jason Howard currently in the lead, very close next to him, Tim Hall. Third position, Brad Hudson, and Drew Bonesauce Hogan. Looks like he's got a battery out, and let's see if we can get it back in there and get it back on the track. Easy E says, what's up, y'all? What's up, Easy E? Been a long time, man. We finally got the live stream back up and rolling and got our internet that we needed to be able to do the 4K. So you can now check that out in 4K on YouTube. Before, we wasn't able to do it. We were running 720p, 1080p high at 30 frames a second. But now we can do 4K finally, as our internet people finally hooked us up and got us to where we got the faster internet. So from here on out, we'll be rocking 4K resolution. So in little old town Livermore, we finally got it. So we was happy about that. Hope everything's been good with you, Easy, and your slot car adventures. Very close race here between Tim Hall and Jason as they're side by side here. Only about 3 car lengths separate these guys. And a little bit of rookie chain pull in there for Brad Hudson. White flag. All right, congratulations, Jason Howard, on placing first place. Second place, Tim Hall. Third place, Brad Biscuit Hudson. If you guys would, please go get your pictures in the black light with T. And thank you guys for racing Battle at the Bow on the WK Raceway here at Lanes Raceway.
You got black lights back there? We're going to do them out here.
We're doing, brother. Well, that's good. I hope health and everything's doing well. And, you know, if you need anything, just private message me. I'll do what I can to help.
We can do it here.
All right, let's go ahead and make that official. And I'm going to go ahead and go over to, I believe it's practice, fire their practice back up. All right, guys, thank y'all for tuning in to tonight's live stream of both our Mayday DTM Flexi class. I know you guys didn't get to see the Indy Wide, but we had a few people here that forgot their cars, and none of them had it. So we just went ahead and raced DTM tonight on the flat track. Tomorrow we're going to be back 8 o'clock in the morning racing LMP, GTP, you name it, we're going to be racing it, and that's going to be kicking off around 10:30 after Tech. So stay tuned for that for slot car racing on the flat track. And then also, we'll probably be doing some more racing, predominantly on the RC track. We got a big drag race coming up in the future. So save your plans around Halloween time, as we're going to be racing for $1,000 to win. So that's going to be pretty cool. Thank you guys all for tuning in and chatting with us here on the open chat here. Come back and see us tomorrow. God bless you guys. Hope you had a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.